We're part of the WEYA programme, which stands for World Event Young Artists. This is a very exciting programme coming to Nottingham in September. There's 1,000 international artists coming over to Nottingham. All art forms, dance, music, visual arts, digital arts, so very diverse. So we're working with 3 artists: Choman Hardi from Kurdistan, who's an acclaimed international writer and poet, and then Gaylan Nazhad is a photographer and filmmaker, and he'll also be integrating kind of work towards the end of the week that will be used for a final performance, and that's where Shane Shambhu comes along. Shane Shambhu is a dancer and performer. He started off in Nottingham, since moved down south to London, and does a lot of high profile work in London, and he's a South Asian dancer.
Having the first 3 days, today, tomorrow and the day after, it's going to be straight poetry writing, which I am facilitating on my own. It seems like quite a few of the people who are taking part have already written before, and so they're trying to produce new work, which is very interesting and exciting. But also there are people whose main area of interest is not writing, you know, it's print, fabric, art or whatever, or other, you know, journalistic writing, and they're trying to explore creative writing, so to bring into their new work maybe, or even just explore creative writing itself.
I'm hoping participants will get fully involved and write work that might then be recorded and then played during this performance.
The thing I've enjoyed most is working alongside so many different people and hearing how they express their creativity through writing workshops, which has been fantastic. The wonders of the world, I am everlasting. In the romantic landscapes, the emotion is delivered because without me the world would not spin around. It is shown from birth until death, but mostly during middle age, as this is expressed to create new wonders of the world. People take this in work, families and relationships, and you can express it from wearing high-heeled shoes. The exercise that challenged me was the exercise which we get given a card with an emotion on, and then you had to write down on a piece of paper how you felt about that emotion, but you couldn't name the emotion, so you had to express it through the writing.
The tingle of its touch pushes me out of my skin. Orgasmic anticipation of knowing and not knowing of this pleasure, disaster or sin. When I enter the silence, its piercing roar of colour and sound erupt, submerging me so deep I question whether to breathe.
On the way, I noticed the flowers, tiny pink and blue flowers. They tried to hide under the stones, but had to show themselves, and we noticed them.
I'm really enjoying it, and yesterday I said I had got stuck with my writing, but today it's got going again.
Ripped red, raw flesh, sinew pulled tight, linen bound, threads cut, flesh marks drag.
I hear birds tweet and leaves blowing in the wind. Life is good and great as you feel you can touch the gate. It's late and dark as spirits creep closer to your feet and the flowers smell sweet. I think the biggest thing is like the amount you can write in a short space of time. Like it really pushes like the normal flow of writing to produce a lot in a very short space of time, which is really enjoyable. It's really nice to hear other people's kind of poetry work and their opinions on what they're doing. It's just like a really comfortable, relaxed area to get down and do some written work.
I think that everybody at the end will have a few pieces, at least, that they can take home and work with. Of course, most of the time with poetry you don't get the final piece in the first draft. It happens every now and then if you're lucky, but most of the time you write something, you take it home, you sleep on it. After a few days you read it, you like some lines, you don't like others, you edit it, you work on it, and eventually maybe you perfect it and you're happy with it, and then it becomes publishable or performable. It depends on whether it's performance or literary writing. So I'm hoping at least everybody will have a few pieces they're happy with at the end of their workshop.
Fantastic.